Hello friend, myself Sanjeev Dwivedi on behalf of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. I welcome you all in this Java session. In this session, we are going to talk about super keyword. Now, super plays very important role specifically in inheritance. So let's see how it works. I'm going to demonstrate you with an example. Now, now, now suppose we have class A and we have a data member X. And this is your default constructor, public A, which initializes X to 5. And we have parameterized constructor also, public A int P, so that X is initialized with P. And we have a function, suppose display, which displays value of X. So this is end of my class A. Now suppose we have class B. You must be knowing that a class inherits a other class in Java by using extends keyword. Class B extends A. And now if I say class B has data member as Y. So now class B has two data member, X and Y. So when it comes to constructor of class B, now there is interesting concept. We will see about this. We will have parameterized constructor of class B. Now parameterized constructor will have two data member ideally. So let's say P for X, Q for Y, and then we have function display. Now we will write code in this. First we will understand. Now what will happen is this is end of class B. I created object of class B. B1 equals to new B. Now, the moment I created object of class B will have two data member, X inherited from A and Y of itself. So default constructor is called. Default constructor of B is called. Now, what we want is, we want to reuse the thing because when it comes to inheritance, it's all about reusability. Now, I would like to invoke the default constructor of A in B. Now, how I'm going to do that? Inside the default constructor of B, I'm going to just use super parenthesis semicolon. Now, what this will do, what see, I said B1, so there will be some memory in B1. Okay, let me assign here. There will be some memory in B1. So B1 will have X and B1 will have Y. Correct. Now, I for B1 equals to new B, it will call default constructor of class B. Control goes here. I would like to call default constructor of class A here, which is inherited. So just super and parenthesis. So it will call default constructor of class A, which initializes it with 5. So here we will initialize X with 5. And let's say here I'm writing code Y equal to 5. So this is how the default constructor of derived class will look like. So in default constructor of derived class B, we will first write a call to default constructor of superclass A by using super parenthesis and semicolon. So if B1 equals to new B is invoked, control goes here. It will call super class constructor of class B. The super class of class B is class A. From here, the control goes here. X is initialized to 5. Controls comes back. Y is initialized to 5. So X and Y is initialized to 5. Now suppose if I write B2 equals to new B 10 comma 20. Now here I wish to invoke the parameterized constructor. Control is here 10. Q gets initialized with 20. Now, what I wish to do is I would like to call parameterized constructor of superclass. So in default constructor of derived class, we wish to call default constructor of superclass. In parameterized constructor of base class we wish to call parameterized constructor of superclass. How do we do that? See, the parameters in constructors are always from super to derive. So here if I'm having two parameters p and q, the p refers to the inherited parameter. So basically p is referring to x, so I'm writing super p. So this super and pp is 10. This will call parameterized constructor of superclass. Control comes here. X is initialized with p. So here for b2, now suppose I'm having b2, x will be initialized with p ka value, which is 10. And now I'll write y equals to q. So the 10 is taken to invoke superclass constructor and 20 is assigned to y. Now I want to call display function. So here in display function, I can display SOPX and SOPY. But if we do that, then we are not utilizing the concept of inheritance. So what I wish to call, see that derive the superclass display is will be there in derived class. So A ka display will be there in B ka display. So what I wish to do is, now suppose I created A2 equals to new A 10 comma 20, correct, and I said A2 dot display. Now when I say A2 dot display, okay, this will call A ka display, and suppose we have B2 equals to new B. So now we'll say B2 dot display. This B2 dot display we'll call display of class B. From here, I wish to call display of class A. So what I'm going to write is super dot display. So this will call super class display. It will display the value of x. This displays the value of x, and here I'll simply write SOPY. So how do we conclude about super? So super is a keyword which makes us, yeah, the derived class access the member of superclass. So if we wish to call superclass constructor in derived class constructor, we simply have to write super and parameter. If it is default, don't specify the parameter. If we wish to call superclass version of display in derived class version, then we just have to write inside the derived class display, I'm writing super dot display. So from derived class version of display, I'm calling super class version of display. So this is explanation. Let us go back to the PowerPoint. When a subclass needs to refer to the immediate superclass, we can make use of super keyword. Now super and parenthesis is used to call the superclass constructor. For example, if we have box weight extends box class, in box ways we have 1 2 3 4 data member, and if I'm calling super ABC, means first 3 data member will be passed to the superclass constructor, with that is box class, a parameterized constructor. Obviously, in box class, there must be a constructor with these 3 parameters. Now, super is also used to call the overridden method of base class. Now, suppose class box contains show function, class box weight extends box, and here we have show function. So when I'm calling show function using box weight ka object, it will call show function of box weight. And if I write super dot show within it, then it will call show function of box class. So we have a show function in a box class, which is super class. We have overridden it in derived class, which is box weight class. And if I'm using the object of box weight, see, if I'm calling this with box weight object, box weight BW equals to new box weight, and if I simply say box weight dot show, it will call box weight function. This way it will call box weight function, a box weight show function. And here I have written super dot show, so it will call this function box car. So this is the basic use of super keyword. If you want to access base class method in derived class, we can make this use of this function. Now, one very important aspect is new operator. Now, why do we need new operator? You have seen that when we create object in Java, it is class name, object name equal to new class name. So new operator is used. We will learn eventually that to create an array, to create string, we will make use of new operator. Now, what is new operator? It's a runtime memory allocation operator. And the beauty of this is when we create memory at runtime using new operator, the memory is allotted in heap. So that memory is not automatically removed also once the control goes out of the program. So if I create an object in class A in some program even.java, once my program is over, that memory for the object in heap is not automatically removed. Then my garbage collection will come into picture to remove this. Now, we can make use, see, normally we use, see, it is generally used with constructor of the class. When we create an object, a1 equals to new a. Now, when I say new a, I'm calling constructor. When using new. So new creates a memory. It's like this. It allocates a memory and invokes a constructor to initialize it. Now, it is necessary to use new operator whenever an object requires memory after creation. Otherwise, objects in the form of reference will always point to null. Now, what do you mean by that? I mean to say is, if I simply write here a1 and I'm not using new, it is only a reference. It is only a reference with no memory. Now, once I write a1 equals to new a, now I have allocated the memory and now I have assigned the reference to it. So this is very important. If I'm not using new, the memory will not be allocated to us. So this is about super keyword and new operator. For further detail, do refer complete reference Java 2 by Herbert Schill. Thank you very much.